I'm back, bitches. So, I'm back to talk about my previous trip to Yosemite. So this trip was taken at about April of last year, 2021, which seems like about a decade ago, roughly. On this trip, I took my Sony, as well as my trusty Mamiya 645, which in this current time, I have currently lost like an absolute buffoon. But maybe I'll get more into that story once I get into how I managed to get my hands on a Mamiya RZ67, which is currently being repaired. I've had the best of luck with Mamiyas. But this trip overall was a fantastic time compared to our November trip, which was my first video that I ever put on YouTube. So this trip I took with my friend Anthony. We went up to Yosemite during our spring break, and this was just a marvelous time. The first day when we got there, we were a little tired. I took a couple pictures of the park, I think 2 of them, which should be on the screen right now. They looked alright. I think it was just mostly me just trying to be like, okay, I have my camera, I'm out here, might as well take advantage of it. But on the second day, that is the day that we decided to really just trek up one of the most strenuous hikes, I believe. One of, not the most, strenuous hikes at Yosemite, which I think we climbed up Nevada Falls, if I'm not mistaken, which is about 7 miles. Doesn't seem too bad, except they should just rename it to the Switchback Hike, because there is just a never-ending barrage of switchbacks. We went kind of late. I forget why. I think we slept in a little bit because, of course, you're going camping. It gets late at night. You got a fire going. Why not have a couple of brews and wake up a little bit hungover? Great idea. But we went out there, and I think I ended up capturing some really good shots on the way up. My favorite actually happened to be, believe it or not, on my Sony. This was as we were climbing down. I was exhausted. My knee actually almost gave out on me. My right knee, it's still being a bit affected by it, but I made it down and I got this shot, and I just think it's phenomenal. Just a perfect lighting. I can't even, being in there in the moment, I could tell it was going to be a good shot, and that's one of the best feelings I think I've had as a photographer, where I'm like, this is the shot, and I look at it and I'm like, yes, this is exactly how I imagined it, versus when you think you got the perfect shot and you look at it and go, what was I thinking? And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of those on these rolls. I think I had 2 rolls of film. I did take some on my Minolta as well as my 35 millimeter, but I didn't take as many. I think mostly of the campsite and stuff like that, but I kind of left those off just because I wanted to really focus on the medium format ones I got, as well as the ones on my camera. After that day, we decided to kind of take it easy. We got some massages, kind of spontaneous. The first massage that I've actually ever gotten that I paid for, and it was really nice. I've actually gotten several since, because I realized, wow, this is a really good way to practice self-care, whatever the heck that means. But after that, we also rented a boat and went out to Bass Lake. Now, we did this in the middle of the day, which, if you know anything about fishing, that's not when you go. You either go early in the morning or in the evening. So we didn't catch jack, but I did get some good shots. I think 1. The rest of them, it was a slightly overcast day. I really thought I had something with some of these shots, but they didn't really turn out, and that's okay. I think, we all learn from our mistakes. I really wish I'd take more time with these, but it is what it is. And yeah, that was pretty much most of our trip. It was 4 days, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, it was just an excellent time, just being able to be around just me and them and just enjoy each other's company, as well as see some beautiful sights, especially since, COVID was still popping off at the time, and the park was pretty empty. I mean, relatively speaking, Yosemite is always popping. Even, gosh, I don't even know. If the world was ending, people will still be out there. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with these shots, even looking back a year later. I think, certain things I would have done differently, but hey, that means that I have grown as a photographer. As for the state of this channel, I hope to keep shooting. I have a Portland trip that I want to talk about the photos of. I also wanted to talk about this cheapo camera that I got for $5. It's a medium format camera, but I've actually been able to get it's like a toy camera, but I've been able to get some good shots out of it. I also managed to get myself a T4 zoom that was ridiculously cheap. And so far I haven't gotten a roll out of it, so hopefully it actually works, knock on wood. I'm also hoping to get my Mamiya back because it's being fixed currently. Dropping some money on that bad boy because the 2 rolls that I ran through it, which we'll probably make a video about before it gets to me, were amazing. It's a heavy ass camera that really has no business being that dummy thick, but hey, it is what it is. And those shots that I got have been my favorite out of any camera, and I hope to get it back in working order so I can keep on taking those sweet Portra 400 pics. Speaking of that though, with the prices of Kodak going through the fucking roof, I am planning to probably do some lomography and kind of switching up what film stocks I use, maybe even doing some more black and white, which I experimented with the RZ before it busted. And yeah, so far I'm gonna shoot for New Year's resolution, doing a video a month. So I should have by the end of the year, hopefully, fingers crossed, 12 videos on my YouTube channel. And hopefully you keep watching. Even if you don't, I'm gonna keep making them. So, salud.